we're off on a trip of a lifetime to Albania and Uzbekistan and lots of places that aren't in between. Jerusalem. What a place. According to Wikipedia, Jerusalem has been destroyed at least twice, besieged 23 times, captured and recaptured 44 times, and attacked 52 times. To put it mildly, everyone wants a piece of this place. And it's still not over yet. World headlines continue to this day about its role in modern day politics and religion, and it seems like everyone has an opinion. I will try to sidestep controversy, wash my hands of politics, and attempt to show you the experience that we had from our time in Jerusalem. We went on 2 different organised tours in the city, as well as did our own exploring across 2 weeks with a fair amount of coming and going. To summarise my thoughts about Jerusalem, it would be hectic. It's a city that is always busy. If it were an electrical switch, it would always be turned on. If it were an accelerator pedal, it would always be foot to the floor. You don't come to Jerusalem to relax. Things are always 100% non-stop, flat out. Everything's closed on a Friday. For the purpose of this vlog, I've tried to put the things we've done together in a coherent chapter way, even though it may not necessarily be in a chronological order. So, here we go. I have no idea what this breed is, but it's delish. Ravioli and a burger.
The cheese.
Yes, yogurt.
This is solid steel on the window, just in case of a missile attack. And the whole room has been engineered to withstand missile attacks. As you would expect, Jerusalem has a lot of museums, and they are well worth a visit, especially the Holocaust Museum that marks a tragic era in the history of mankind. The stories are very moving. However, most of these museums do not allow you to take photos, so you'll just have to visit them yourself. It's a pretty impressive model, to be honest. This is potentially the hill of Golgotha, where Jesus was crucified, and now it's kind of like a bus park. An apple strudel in Austrian hospice in Jerusalem. Don't expect to see the Austrian flag in Jerusalem. Here we are at the Jaffa Gate, walking across the top of the wall. Watch your head. Without a mirror, it's an impossibility. The wall of the old city is about 4 kilometres and has an average height of 12 metres. For a small fee, you can walk across a lot of it. Not all of it, but a lot of it. You can't walk past the Dome of the Rock. We started at Jaffa Gate and walked around to Lions Gate, which is about half of the total length. We didn't realise that you could restart the walk from the Jaffa Gate and go in the other direction until it was too late, which was unfortunate. This tower has been a lot of things to a lot of different people groups that have come and gone over the centuries, each leaving their mark on its architecture. It was the Byzantines that occupied Jerusalem around 1500 years ago that called this place the Tower of David, after mistakenly thinking this was Mount Zion.
They carry the cross.
So this is the traditional site of Jesus' ascension into heaven. After his resurrection, he ascended into heaven. It's currently a mosque, but interestingly, well, it's changed hands over the years. The Christians, the Muslims, the Christians, the Muslims. Currently a mosque, but the good Muslims of this mosque allow Christians to have their Christian services here once a year, which is the traditional time to celebrate Jesus' ascension. So really interesting place.
So we are in the ruins or in the location of one of the earliest churches ever. Pater Noster is in Latin, our Father. Our Father is the name of the prayer that Jesus Christ taught his disciples. By the tradition, they were in a cave that is located down there, and his disciples of Jesus asked him, "Rabbi, please teach us how to pray."
So this is the Mount of Olives. That is one of the biggest cemeteries I've ever seen. Olive trees on the Mount of Olives. Supposedly the place where Judas betrayed Jesus with a kiss. This is where Jesus got a coffee.
About how many was? Many years ago, those lions. Muslims on this group, so no one of us can enter through that gate. There is only one gate that non-Muslims can enter.
Have you been running the statistics or pepper spray or the first taken up?
Of the water reservoir of Jerusalem. The site is a little bit lower than the hill, so it collected the rainwater, and maybe there was a spring here in the past, so water were accumulated here. Those pools are very old. One of them is 5th century BC.
The Church of the Holy Sepulchre marks the spot where, according to tradition, Jesus was crucified, as well as where Jesus' body was laid and where he was resurrected. This place was exceptionally busy, and the queues were huge. That's the Holy Hole.
Significa que ahora no se puede entrar a la tumba porque ellos van a purificar la fachada a partir del día de hoy.
After getting up at the crack of dawn on one of our final days here in Jerusalem, we waited in line for 45 minutes, and when we were 5 people from the front of the queue, with bus loads of other tourists behind us, they completely unexpectedly closed the site for cleaning. There was no warning, no apology, nothing. We were just told to go. Gethsemane. I'm not going to lie, I eventually got church overload. It seems like there was a church for every biblical story, and it got to a point where I started to zone out. I got to the point where I had to remind myself that it was the events described in the Bible that are important, not the churches that are being built to commemorate the events of the Bible. I hope that makes sense. So here we are amongst the olive trees in the middle of Jerusalem. Please like and subscribe.